Okay, so I've never done a live reaction video before. This is going to be kind of fun. Pathfinder made this Blitz like a bot video to help me out with my Blitz, which is really important because tomorrow we're going to be having that Lady Deathstrike event where you're going to be blitzing like crazy. Now, I am of the camp where I like to just basically scroll through as fast as I can on Sim Auto. Rarely do I even change the opposing team. I just go through and I get like 6 rotations out of my 36 teams now, and it works out great. However, I have some trouble at the bottom end of my Blitz roster, so I asked Pathfinder to fix it up for me so that I can literally blitz like a bot, like it's scripted. And then, so we're gonna see what he has to say about making some changes, and I will watch this while I pour myself a cup of coffee and stop and make some comments. If you don't know Pathfinder, he's a little new to the content creation scene. He's on the non-voice, and he's doing a great job.
It's Pathfinder Gaming here with another Blitz review, and this is going to be a fun one because we're going to be reviewing Run 7's Blitz teams. If you don't know who Run 7 is, he's another great content creator, and he's doing a lot on war defense reviews right now. He also streams on Twitch, so I'll include both those links in the description if you want to go check him out. He's got some great stuff, and I sent him my war defense and he reviewed it, and he sent me his Blitz teams to review. So let's just jump right into it. As we talked about in the last Blitz review, the goal of Blitz isn't to have a bunch of just big teams. It's about how to utilize the majority of your roster. And let's talk about how we might be able to possibly do that today. I think we have a lot of good tips in this video. I think we can make some good tweaks to Run's Blitz teams so he can get more out of them. So let's just start from the top here. Standard Black Order. I like it. They're an 8.3 automatic win. Symbiotes, again, love it.
Yeah, not much you can do with those two
win.
teams.
In terms of ISOs, I think you have it right for both, though the Proxima Striker is a little interesting. I haven't seen that. Let's talk about this third team here.
Yeah, I do Proxima and Corvus Glaive reversed because I like doing them on offense, and I can strip those positive effects with her.
Of the Infinity Watch.
Defense, I think it's better the other way around.
I think that's a good thing. I actually think you can split this team more. And so my recommendation is actually going to be removing Gamora and removing Phyla-Vell. We're going to add back in Adam Warlock.
Really?
Because the 3 of Moondragon, Adam Warlock, and Nebula mixed in with 2 just whatever characters. I'm going to throw these in for now. The reason why I'm doing this is later on we'll see some Blitz teams that we're going to change up more.
Okay.
But
that's interesting.
Warlock,
I wouldn't.
Nebula can carry a team by themselves. Gamora is going to be able to carry a team by herself. And surprisingly, Phyla-Vell can actually carry a team by herself. So we're going to get into that a little bit later.
Wow, I didn't think Phyla-Vell could carry a team by herself.
Those 3 characters,
I wouldn't have tried that.
Spread them out. Do 1 on the left, 1 in the middle, 1 on the right, and then have 2 filler characters in between that you're not using. Next, we have the Axemen minus Beast. Personally, I love this. The Axemen minus Beast can carry a team. Jubilee and Bishop is a good enough combo by themselves, but having Iceman and Kitty just helps, so I like having a filler.
Yeah, Iceman and Kitty can't do anything by themselves, so I keep them on the team.
Personally, in terms of ISOs, I like Jubilee as a skirmisher, but you can keep her the way you have her right now.
I've been having good luck with her as a striker. I know she's probably better as a skirmisher, but I don't need to change her, so I'm not going to.
To me, it's the Marauders minus Sabretooth. I find that Sabretooth helps them quite a bit, but with the new Weapon X team coming out, I think it does make sense to go ahead and remove him. I'd be interested to know how this team actually functions. You really have to be careful with your matchups with Marauders. Sometimes you lose,
definitely
randomly, and so that's all I would suggest for this team. Obviously,
and see, before Sabretooth got his rework, he wasn't doing much for this team in the first place, right? So keeping him off of this team for this Blitz didn't change a whole lot. Now that he's got his rework, it makes this team work better on a Blitz team. But since I was already used to not counting on Sabretooth doing anything, I just kept him off the team, and they do okay. They're it's it very much depends on who you pick for this team, because it's going to matter who Sinister is cloning and if they can get through Strife. Because if Sinister happens to clone somebody who can do some damage for this team, then they basically just stay alive until those summons or those clones do some work. So it's very dependent on who you pick. But when you come up with that clear matchup, you're like, oh, I know 100% this team is going to be this matchup. So it's just a challenging pick, but you can get it done.
Looking pretty good here. So great team, can win an 8.3, and that might be a thing that I do in the future, is remove Sabretooth and just plug in a filler here. Next we have the Dad Bros with Multiple Man and Polaris. I'm going to make one very ticky-tacky change, but it's going to come into play later. I'm going to remove Assaulter and add in Trooper.
Oh, see, I went with Assaulter because of the raid. The Raider
is
more crit.
Going to be fine. They are going to do just fine.
Yeah, that's true. Assaulter wasn't doing much. Assaulter's so slow. She just gets blown up before they even get going.
So overall, I like it. So great job here. Next we have the Shadowlands. Great team. One's an 8.3. No issues from me here. Next we have the Mercenaries. I'm going to make one kind of ticky-tacky change that's going to come in later. I'm going to remove Korath, and I'm going to put in Killmonger. I think Killmonger is just better for this team. I
run Killmonger in the war defense.
We're going to go over
I actually do Korath and Killmonger.
All right, so
I just put Bullseye in there because
She-Hulk.
Blitz.
7 red She-Hulk, so congrats there. Great team, can win an 8.3. You do need to be a little bit careful of your matchups. All right, let's talk about the Guardians. I think that you are overcompensating here and overcomplicating. So
I'm just running
the old,
it used to be BKT, and I just put in Vision.
And then take out Minerva and put in Gamora. So this is
See, I think that's a more powerful team than what I had.
The Guardians to a victory in 8.3. I do it every Blitz. It's perfectly viable, and I think that Gamora putting her back onto the Guardians makes them win and makes me not have to worry about them.
Yeah, bothers me that ISOs won't line up as well with that comp, but I think you're right.
Will be an 8.3, sure to win. Next we have the Supernaturals. This team is fine.
That Guardians team, I have a lot of trouble with that, with Vision and Minerva. I was thinking about taking Vision up to level 5 Skirmisher, because I have him as a level 3 Raider right now. I was thinking about taking him up to a level 5 Skirmisher and maybe taking him up to Gear Tier 13 if I didn't need those resources so much. But it was that's a hefty investment on a character for nothing more than Blitz. So I think this is going to be a better way to go. The old Guardians team, with her rework, she's going to be doing a lot more work for this team. I think that is a better way to go. It just drives me nuts that I have striker skirmisher on these guys, because when you take people that aren't Guardians, that little combo setup works real well. But now that I have 2 more Guardians in there, that's going to irk me. But it doesn't matter. They're level 1 ISOs, so I could always just change them, I guess. It's not a big deal. But I think that's probably a better way to go.
You might want to have some additional investment, because this 4-piece here does work well as a war team. Don't know if I'd take them past Tier 12 though, so there's not too much you're going to be able to do there. Overall, I like this team. They can win an 8.3. All right, so here's where we plug in Beast. Beast with the Uncanny X-Men without Phoenix makes them a sure-to-win team. So I like what you've done here. The one thing I would probably recommend doing is putting Colossus on one side.
Change placement,
probably next to Beast, since he's your largest character.
I'm seeing these things and I'm like, oh, I should do that. I'm seeing this out.
Because we do want to
I should have probably gone over my list before I sent it to him.
Next to Colossus, it may not always happen. You do have to be somewhat picky about your matchups with this team, but overall, sure to win team in 8.3. So
yeah, it's not bad at all.
All right, let's talk about the Sinister Six with Doc Ock. Doc Ock can carry this team. I'm going to make one change, though. Throw in Green Goblin instead of Vulture.
Why?
And we will cover that later. The reason why is Vulture is villain tech, and there is one particular character who synergizes well with villain tech,
which is Ultron.
That character is Ultron, and he can carry a team. So we're gonna.
Good point.
but that's the one change I would
I think I have Ultron on the hand, and that's not working so well. That's one that I talked to him about.
This is going to sound very interesting to some of you. I'm going to remove Fury, and we'll talk about that here in a minute. I'm going to put in Coulson. I'm going to remove Operative, and I'm going to put in Assaulter. So we took off Assaulter from the Dad Bros team. I understand why she does give the crit chance, but the Dad Bros don't need that. And this team doesn't really need that either, but it is a place where we can slot in Coulson. It is a place where we can slot in.
I could change Coulson to a striker, and he'd work a little bit better on this setup too.
Here. This is an 8.3 shirt. Next, we have the Inhumans. Love this team.
Yeah, see, I need to change with this. I need to change him to a striker and change him to a skirmisher, and I think then I'm gonna have vulnerables from her, vulnerables from him, and then he can double tap, turning back turn meter. She can just do damage, and then of course healer. I just don't want to change it, but that like this one for sure needs to change because it's a level 1 ISO. This one being at level 3 is that's an investment already, and I don't know what I'm doing with him on defense right now. On defense, I'm pretty sure I need him as a raider because he's paired up with a bunch of strikers. So that's going to be a tough one to change. I guess it doesn't matter. It's Blitz. You know, you don't want to go too hog wild, but just being particular about ISOs.
No problem. And Black Bolt is ultimately going to carry you to victory. So you will need to be a little pickier with this team. They've fallen off some, but
I don't have too much trouble with them. Yeah, you do have to be picky, but they do pretty well.
Next, we have this Asgardian mishmash is what I'm going to call it.
this is Phoenix carrying trash.
Not like this team at all. So let's make a change here. First of all, put Hela back on this team. Hela can carry the Asgardians to a victory.
That's true.
I personally would we're going to take out Coulson since we're using him somewhere else, and this is where we're going to slot back in Operative. On my roster, I've been playing for a long time, so I have a Yondu that's built up. I slot in Yondu here, and this team wins in 8.3. You have to be careful. Of course, you always have to be careful of the matchups you choose, especially now with teal gear, but your Hela can help you carry.
I don't know. I wasn't having any trouble with that team with Phoenix on it, and I don't need to invest anymore, but we'll see where he puts Phoenix.
Wave 1. I'm going to take out Black Widow. I think she belongs on Skilletary. I think she makes that team win. This is where I'm going to slot back in the Nick Fury. Nick Fury with his summons, with his buff spread on his special, can really help out this Avengers team that is sorely lacking getting buffs. So slot him in. This becomes an 8.3 team. You do have to be careful because the Avengers just aren't as strong.
It's so weird thinking about this in Blitz instead of War Defense.
Overall, this is a great team. Okay, the Wakandans with Doom. This is very ticky-tacky, but the Wakandans are not nearly as bad as some other teams. So the carries that I like to be picky with my carries. This is where I would use like a Phoenix. Who, as long as she dies, is going to help you get a victory. I've had so many times where the whole team is dead, but I still get a victory because Dark Phoenix won me the match. Doom should be slotted in.
Yeah, Wakandan's terrible. It doesn't matter. You just got to have somebody to carry Wakandan. Although Shuri's gaining some popularity in the Doom 2 raids right now, which is weird.
Later, but slot in Phoenix here. I think she is a good carry, but the Wakandans can, on their own, are okay. They're not as bad as people think they are. They're not the worst team in the game. So put in Phoenix here. Next,
they're not the worst, but they're in the bottom 5 for sure.
You saw my War Defense review. I have a massive Pimtech, and I built them up for the Gamma lanes, but they do win in 8.3, and I like this team. I think that you should probably slot Ghost next to Stature and have Ant-Man in the middle, and then have Yellow Jacket on the far outside. That's what I would change, just placement.
I want to know why Ant-Man in the middle, when he and Strife taunt. You know, I like to keep them to the outside so when one of them is taunting. And then I like Ghost in the middle so that any chain attack only gets to 2 people. And then, of course, Wasp is so dodgy herself. Honestly, I should put Wasp here and Ghost here with Yellow Jacket in the middle should probably be the best because they are the dodgiest, and they'll break up those chain attacks or thrown weapon chains or something like that. I don't understand why people keep putting Ant-Man in the middle.
You want Yellow Jacket to live as long as possible. Ghost is going to be dodging. Wasp can dodge. So you'll be fine doing that. Maybe just switch Ant-Man and Yellow Jacket, really. That could probably do you just as well as what I suggested earlier.
That'd be a similar effect, yeah.
This is an 8.3 team. It can win. You just have to be very picky about who you go up against. Make sure that X-Force can just dominate. I like to go up against really weak teams or non-synergistic teams that can...
Yeah, because outside of war, this team, X-Force is not good outside of war.
Namor and with Kingpin. We're going to talk about this later. I'm going to just add in Mantis. We'll get into why here in just a second. One suggestion for the future. I think that Cloak and Dagger might be able to carry a team just by themselves. And I know that Deathpool can carry a team by herself.
Yeah, that's true.
So down the line, when you get extra characters, it might make sense to slot in Cloak and Dagger on their own team. So just
I was considering doing Cloak, Dagger, and Loki with like some hand minions or something. A little bit of mystic synergy there. I don't know if the hand minions would have any mystic synergy there, but I was thinking about doing that. I was going to do Cloak and Deathpool with Loki and then put Dagger on somewhere else. But breaking up the synergy with Dagger and Cloak is probably a bad idea. I think this is the better way to go. Later, moving her onto a separate team because Deathpool is amazing anywhere.
It for the future, but right now this is going to work just fine. Next, we have this Power Armor team. Power Armor can win an 8.3.
You just gotta be picky.
Like a lot of other teams, they've fallen off. Just be careful with the matchups that you're taking.
Yeah, I'm gonna be putting some investment in Tony Stark simply for war offense on those Hydra teams.
Team here. I understand why you did this. Having Hela and Captain Marvel with the Drax to taunt is probably an 8.3 team. I think we can do better. So just
yeah, we've already broken that one up. Okay.
Just delete the team. Add in the characters that we've been talking about and that we're going to talk about that we can do better than making this mishmash team. There's 2 carries on one team. I think we could do better. Next, we have Heroes for Hire. Sure to win. 8.3. Very good. Nothing more needed to be said there. Brotherhood 2.0. This team can win an 8.3. Just pick matchups where having the Magneto blind is going to be very crucial to you winning the match. Make sure that you're not facing a cleanser. Overall, great team. Love it. Okay, so now we're on to this Silver Surfer team, and I get why Surfer's here. You're having him carry this team.
Yep.
I'm going to change it up a bit. We're going to take out Surfer. We're going to add in Ultron. We're going to take out Green Goblin, and we're going to add in Vulture.
And we have Villain Tech.
This is going to give us our
genius
villain synergy for Ultron.
I'm jealous I didn't think of that. I am. I'm jealous I didn't think of that. That's a brilliant move.
Can't overpower a full team that has a lot of synergy. So this is a good team. This wins an 8.3, no problem.
Well, I mean, this right here is trash, but whatever.
Next, we have a Baron Zemo team. Baron Zemo is a carry. He can carry this team. I am going to take out Ultimus, slotting Kingpin.
Okay.
You're not going to have many issues. Hopefully, Kingpin, all you want from Kingpin is to get to his turn where he gives defense up and offense up. But Baron Zemo is going to do all of the work for you. No problem.
That match will be over before Kingpin takes a turn, but that goes without saying. On any team, that's how it is with Kingpin.
Easiest way to make them sure to win. Plug in Captain Marvel.
Yeah. I used to have her on my Hero Brawlers.
In the middle. Put Squirrel Girl on the outside to make sure she survives. Miles.
Yeah, that placement is trash. I need to move her to the outside.
Or when Miss Marvel taunts, Captain Marvel is going to carry this team. So
yeah,
just have this.
And Captain Marvel is another character that I've been thinking about adding a little bit more into because, I do have 6 red stars on her. She is pretty powerful and everything, but the problem is that she's been power crept so much because she was a stat queen, and so it's like, do I really want to throw good money after bad. I mean, we're good resources after bad resources at this point. I'm not sure, but I might, if I'm going to build this team and do exactly as Pathfinder's saying here, but if I still have some problems with this Hero Brawler team, I may take her up to G14 and just waste those resources on her. I do use her in war and stuff.
In 8.3.
I mean, she's not getting any better.
All right, now we have the hand. This is where I like to bring in Doom.
Okay.
Doom can carry anybody by himself, basically.
Yeah.
Just be careful of the matchups you choose. Doom will either get to his second turn, or he'll drop down to the yellow and take a turn. This will be very viable in 8.3. Next, we have Skilletary with Killmonger. Put in Black Widow. What are you doing? Skilletary can win in 8.3. Use them like you would use them on War Offense.
I'm thinking about War
Great
Defense, and
Switch,
so I want her on the
Red
wave
Guardian
1. That's what I'm thinking. I'm not thinking about Blitz. I don't do Blitz.
Taunting. These guys are going to do their thing. It's going to be great team. Wins in 8.3. Next, we have the Secret Avengers. This trio can win in 8.3.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing it for weeks now. It's a great team.
Yep, they do fine.
Do just fine here.
They got some of my trashiest trash with them.
Aim can be tough to win in 8.3. You're going to have to do a lot of searching to find the right matchup.
Yeah, I just look for the OG Sinister Six, and they do just fine.
You just have to be very careful with the matchup that you choose. Go up against an equally bad team.
Yeah, it's got to be a low-powered team that does negative effects, and you do fine.
I get what you're doing. We took off Silver Surfer earlier. We're going to plug him back in here. Surfer's going to carry this team to victory. He's going to put these scrubs on his back and win. So this will be a great team for you. Adam Warlock, we used him earlier. This will do just fine.
Yeah, Adam Warlock was doing fine on that team. Surfer will do fine also.
Great team. Be careful of the matchups, but it's an 8.3 winning team.
Yeah. You got
Ronin and the Kree.
1 in 5 chance of losing with Hydra Red Skull.
And the Kree minions is not enough. This is where we slot in Phyla-Vell. Phyla-Vell carries this team.
Okay, so this is very surprising to me. My Kree minions with Ronin, for some strange reason, as long as I don't pick a stupid matchup like with a new meta, or like anything post Surfer, they win a lot in 8.3. I don't understand why. So I don't know if I need to make this change or if I can just leave Phyla-Vell or use her someplace else. But for some strange reason, they do actually win more than I expect. They're still they're garbage, but they do win more than I expected. So we'll see. That may change as a few more characters come out. There are probably just going to be too many matchups that I can't make them win anymore. And so Phyla-Vell needs to go here. But it's just a weird thing. Sometimes you get these Blitz teams at certain power levels that when paired across the board with other teams, like these guys just function really well at like T3 ability, and your opposition at T3 ability don't, or I don't know what it is, but I'm having good luck with them. I'll probably still just make this change anyway. I'm taking her off of that team isn't going to kill me. So
remove Cyborg, put in Phyla-Vell. This team will.
But I like cyborgs. Cyborgs are my thing, man.
Every time, but they can do it because Phyla-Vell is just that overpowered and that good. Here we have the last two teams. This is the newest Weapon X team.
Obviously, and I have Lady Deathstrike now. I have unlocked her.
I think this team without Omega Red will win in 8.3.
Yeah.
With Omega Red, it's probably one of your most surest to win teams that you will have. So this team is going to be just fine for you here. And then lastly, I've taken this screenshot from my own roster, but here's what I want you to do with those extra Kree and Vision that we've replaced all of those characters and we've thrown them all into this last team. This team does win in 8.3. Obviously, I have more built into Ultimus than your roster currently has.
I see a lot of tech synergy there.
If you build up Ultimus some, get him to gear 12. He's a great character. He can help win you matches. Minerva's going to keep people alive.
I have Ultron or Ultimus at the absolute bottom of my roster right now.
As well. With Ultimus, this team does win in 8.3. Hope this helps.
This does help. This does help a lot, Pathfinder. I hope he's still in chat right now. this is actually fantastic. I think I'm going to make every single one of these changes. Every single one of them. I like everything that occurred here. There was one in the middle. I don't remember. No, I think I'm going to make every single one of these changes.
Talking about with Gamora can carry
I think it's going to be good. There was one in the middle that was kind of iffy, but I'm gonna roll with the expert here because Pathfinder knows blitzing way better than I do. Like I said, I literally blitz like a bot, like I'm running a script, and so I'm gonna give that a shot and see how that works out. All in all, I was actually surprised. I kind of thought Pathfinder might make 3 or 4 changes, and that's it. Like, he rebuilt like 80% of my roster there, and I'm impressed with some of those. Man, like I said, some of those make me actually jealous that he caught some of those good ideas that I didn't. But like I said, I think in war defense terms, not blitz terms. And so like I'll see ISOs that just drive me nuts, but that's okay in blitz. You don't need to have it perfect in blitz, so don't necessarily spend the you don't want to spend resources to change your blitz teams if you don't have to, you know. Yeah, I got a 7 red She-Hulk. She's the X that won't quit calling. So, all right. Well, thank you for watching this video. Be sure to catch Pathfinder. I'll put some links in the description below so you can send him your rosters and keep him as busy as you guys have been keeping me. This was a lot of fun watching this video. I'm sure I'm going to make some good changes. Remember, tomorrow, Friday, is the Lady Deathstrike event, and you will be blitzing a lot. We're thinking something like 4.6 rotations a day. That means your entire blitz roster, like what we just went through, 6 times to get the max rewards on that event. Also, if you want more details on that, check out my boy Boylon. He does event videos, and he does them really well. He gets the details. I don't know, but he's probably got one out already for this event. And thanks for joining me. Remember, don't just have a good game. Be good to yourselves and each other too. Bye.